Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Fatoumata Sidibe. My camera is up here. I'm gonna. Right. Just forgive me if my eyes keep darting over. My camera is not really at eye level, so it's a bit unnatural for me to look up. But I'll try my best. But anyway, how's everybody doing? This video is for you if you are over 40 and you are someone who likes to travel, someone who loves to travel, and you've known that for a while. You have a taste for traveling. You also have a taste for luxury. You also have a taste for you have a taste for the finer things in life, and you know this. You know this because you have a longing and a yearning for it, but for some reason you haven't allowed yourself to fully experience that, to fully live that life. You haven't made it a priority. So I thought I'd come on today and create this video for you and talk about how, if you are this person, then having this life should be a priority for you, because you're not going to feel fulfilled if you are putting this yearning at the back burner of your life and just living other things. So I wrote some notes down. Well, just one sentence really. This video will really be the beginning of figuring out how to organize your life and make traveling a priority in it. The very first thing that you have to do, or you have to kind of accept about you, is that that's what you are. That's what you want. That's what you yearn for. You have to believe that. You have to believe that that's the life you deserve. That's the life you want to live, despite what other people are doing around you. You have to accept that about you. You have to accept that this is who you are. That's the very first thing. And I know that this is difficult, especially something like traveling, which is seen in our societies as something that's almost frivolous, something that's not seen as a necessity. It's not seen as a need per se. Yeah, it's not seen as a need. It's seen as something that you just indulge in because you maybe just because you feel like it. But for me and you, a person, a woman who really yearns, who has this yearning of wanting to travel often, you know that that's not true. You know that this is part of who you are. It's a yearning for you as you yearn for drinking water. It's a yearning for you as you hunger for food. So if you have that feeling, and you've always had that feeling, and you have this feeling, and you know that you are this person, when you have in the past rearranged your life, you've moved things around in your life, either relationships or money and stuff like that, just for the sake of travel. If you look back in your life and you've done that, like like I said, you've moved things around in your life just so you can travel, and you've done that not once, not twice, many times around, then that's what you are. Then that's who you are. That's part of it's just part of your makeup. And you shouldn't ignore it, because what you are is what you are. You cannot escape it. So that's the very first thing. The very first thing is that you have to accept this about you. And yes, like I said, it can be difficult, especially when you live with people, or you live in a community, in a society where it's seen as frivolous. or where maybe you've been raised in a family where, like I have been, where traveling abroad is seen as a luxury. It's seen as it's seen as a luxury. It's seen as it's looked as an afterthought. It's not something that is a necessity. So when you have this yearning, let me use myself as an example. Now I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty I don't really feel guilty, but I used to. I used to have this kind of feeling of guilt of wanting to travel and prioritizing travel in my life. I used to feel guilty. I used to feel guilty of taking money and using it to go traveling rather than using it for something that I might spend in my home, or use it to solve domestic issues and stuff like that. But now I don't really feel guilty, because I just accepted that this is just a part of me. So yeah, this after accepting this, then we have to now get around to figuring out how we can make traveling a priority in our lives. And this is, like I said, this video is for, if you don't like traveling and you've never had a yearning for it, that's fine. This video is not for you. But if you are a woman, and I'm focusing on women who are in their 40s, over their 40s, and you've always had this yearning, then this video is for you. Now we have to get to a point where we have to figure out on how to make traveling a priority in our lives. And what that means is how we can move things around in our life to give traveling, or to make traveling as the center stage, like you would make your job, like you would move things around in your life to make your work or your job a priority. That's the way traveling should be also in your life. And the first thing that you can do is to look at all the things you do in a day, like from morning to evening, and see, from the moment you get up, what do you spend time on? What are some of the things that what are the things that you spend time on? What do you do between, let's say, I don't know when you wake up. Let's say you wake up at 7 o'clock. Between 7 and 8 o'clock, what do you do? And then you have a look at what that is. Maybe you go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, and then you get dressed. Let's say between 8 o'clock and, I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock, or it depends on what you're doing. Maybe you're at work, or you have a job. And then when you come in the afternoon, what do you do when after work? What exactly do you do? Do you cook and clean, or look after the kids? Do you go online shopping, or do you go on Facebook browsing? Or do you maybe go on the telephone? Do you go on the phone and start talking to your friends? So you have to look at all the things that you do in your day, and maybe take a journal and write out all the things. And then once you have a list of all your things you do, you can see it's visible. You can see what you're doing every day. Then once you see what you're doing, then you look at all the things that you really value. What are the things why am I doing this? Because now you see what you're doing. Now that it's visible, you can tell what are some of the things that you're doing that you really don't, you really just do them, but you don't really know why you're doing them. let's say, for instance, you, what example can I give? Let's say, for instance, you take about 1 hour out of your day every day to talk to friends, but what you talk about is really not really productive. You talk about things that are, let's say, you gossip, you talk to your friends and you gossip about other people. When you look at the time of the day that you're doing that, then you begin to question, why do I do this? You know, what does it bring me? Is this valuable to me? Is it adding something to me? What if I'd rather spend this time doing something that will, give me more, that will make my traveling more of a possibility? What other example can I give? Let's say, you could even look at your job, the work that you're doing. Let's say if you're working from 8 to 4, or 8 to 5, or 8 to 6, or whatever. And you look at all the things that you're doing in that job. You can begin to ask yourself, all these things that I'm doing, are they adding to me? Are they valuable? Do I really value these things? Where is this taking me? This job in itself, and then you can begin to look at your job as a whole. This job, is it really giving me the freedom that I really, really want to be able to travel? Am I going to be, is this job the kind of job that will allow me to be able to live this way, to make travel a priority? And once you begin to look at your all the things that you do and ask yourself questions of deeper questions of, is this thing valuing me? Is this of value to me? How is this thing supporting me to be able to live the life that I want to live, which is to be able to travel often? Is this job, this work that I'm doing, is it going to help me be able to do that, to be able to travel often? Or is this the kind of job that I wouldn't be able to do that, where maybe I wouldn't be able to have holidays often enough for me to be able to travel? Or is this the kind of job where that doesn't even give me enough money? How much money does this job give me? Does it give me enough money to be able to travel often? So yeah, that's what you have to begin doing. You have to begin looking at everything that you do. You have to write it. It's better you can record it. But if you don't really like writing, but if you like writing, then you just write down between 8 and 9 o'clock, or between 7 and 8 in the morning. This is what I do between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, or between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. This is what I do. You keep a detail of what you do every hour, or every hour, or every section during the day. What I mean by section is, in every segment you do one thing. Or okay, let me explain it in this way. In the morning when you get up, let's say if you get up at 7 o'clock, and you go to the bathroom to brush your teeth and take a shower, that's one segment, that's one section. And then you go down to make coffee or breakfast, that's another segment. Then you get dressed, that's another segment. So if you keep a list, if you keep a record of whatever you're doing during your day, from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, you will know exactly what you're doing. But because most of these things that we do them unconsciously, because they're habits. We've done them for such a long time. We are not aware of how much time we spend on the things we do during the day. And so you'll begin to know. So if you start keeping a record of this, you'll begin to know what you do and what value it is bringing to your life, whether it's valuable at all to you, whether you value this. Do I value this job that I actually am working in? Do I value this? Do I value this, these conversations that I'm having with my friends every day? Do I value the time I spend watching TV? You know, and is this going to help me to prioritize travel often in my life? So yeah, this is one way in which you can begin to look at the time and the money you're investing in your day-to-day life. And from there, you will know what time you're spending on what activities, and also you will know what can be diverted around, what can be moved around. If you don't value something and you know it's not going to give you the it's not going to help you live this life of travel, then you can stop doing that and do something else. But you first have to know what exactly you're doing, and this is what the list or recording what you do during the day is going to help you with. But yeah, so this is like the second, yeah, I'll call it the second step. The very first step is that you have to believe that, and you have to accept that this is who you are, which is you are someone who loves to travel. You have a yearning for it. And once you accept that about you, then it's easier for you to, make that a priority. Because if you don't accept it about you, if you don't accept it about it, then you're not going to move towards, you're not going to allow yourself to live that like that, because you still have a lot of shame around having that yearning. You still have a lot of you still have a lot of shame and guilt around the yearning to travel or to explore the world, to experience things. And so you're not going to allow yourself to make it a priority. Why would you make it a priority then? So yeah, have I missed anything? I haven't written down notes. I just wrote down one thing. I just wanted to say this now in this video. I think I will come on again later to talk about something else. But yeah, if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask. I'm going to upload this video on Facebook and on Instagram. So I think I might even create a day, what would I call it? Like a journal or a day-to-day log, something. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I will see if I'll do something like that. Okay. I think I'm going to stop here for now. Have a great day wherever you are, or a great evening. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.